Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a block that is called Practical Orchard. I chose these fall fabrics. It is a bundle from Walmart. Mine doesn't have them anymore. Mine put all of them out at the same time. Halloween, Christmas, fall. I'm not sure why. But I don't know if all Walmarts did. You might be able to find them there. But anyways, I chose these two for this. Again, I don't know if it'll look good. I'm just trying things out. But I started out with one of each 6x6, okay? And we're going to turn these into an hourglass block. But first we're going to make them into half square triangles. So, for that, we're going to lay it corner to corner on the quarter inch line. We're going to lay corner to corner. I'm going to draw a line down. Flip it around and do the same thing. Although this time I always line up my 1/2 inch line right there on that black line that I just drew. And then I double check my corner on my 1/4 inch line. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I will sew it up. But actually, I am making two because this block is also the same size as my youngest son's Harry Potter blanket. So I have already sewn those two together. So we're just going to move on and I'll do that as soon as I pause the video to go on to the next step. So we're just going to cut it then right across that line. That slid on me a little bit. I'm not worried about it. I should have had more pressure, but I didn't. All right, now we're just going to iron it, open. Both of them, I'm doing them both to the blue. I always do whatever side I would iron them to, I would iron them both to that side. So we're going to trim these up. And these are going to go down to 5.5 inches. Actually, that's a lie. I'm going to trim these as big as I can do it. So I'm going to line up my diagonal line. And I'm going to take it as close to the edge there with still having some there that I'm not going to be, it's still going to be a straight line. That's moving too. I did buy that tape, but I just haven't put it on. I think I'm just lazy. I've been working a lot. So, I just haven't done it. Now, I want it to be at least 5.5. And I can do that, but I'm going to go up just a little bit more until right there is where it meets. So, I'm just going to make sure my diagonal is even. Ugh, slid on me. Even. And then I'm going to cut that. Trim those, or trim, I already trimmed them. I'm going to put those in my little trash can for my pillow. I'm almost got that stuffed. Now we're just going to do it again. Line it up on the diagonal and then as close to the edge as we can get. Those over there. Flip it around and do the same thing. I want it to be at least the 5.5, which I might only get that on this one. A little bit more. I might have to put that tape on there today. Okay, so now we're going to lay this down. You got the same square, but we're going to lay it opposite. So if you would open it up, it would still be the same thing you were looking at. We're just going to line up our seams there. You can feel it just snap right into place under there. There we go. And now this one, I only want to draw one line. So I'm going to just take it and draw the one line corner to corner. And also a 1/4 inch on each side of it. And the reason I'm doing that on this one is because it's dark colors. And there is that bump in the middle, I guess I'd go over. So it's just easier to just draw the one line. And now I'm going to sew that down, and then I'll be back to show you the next step. Okay, so I've done that. And now I'm going to show, I'm sorry. So I had, just like when I did the first one. So I cut them apart, down corner to corner, and then I just ironed them open. Sorry, I was just in a zone and I went ahead and did that. So now I want them to be 5-inch squares. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the 2.5 inch point, which is right there. And I'm going to line that dot up right in the middle, right where they meet in the center. And then I'm going to line up the diagonal, leaving that there on the first cut. And then I'm going to brace it. And I put my pinky out here. I find it helps a little. It doesn't always work for me, but that's what I'm doing. Let me just slice down the side there and across the top. And we'll spin it around and do the same thing. Now we're going to line up the 2.5 dot right in the middle, the diagonal, and now we're going to line up the 5-inch lines on both sides. And now I've made 2 of this, but you only need 1. But the way I do it, I end up with 2. So I'm not going to actually do this one. I don't need it. So let me get the other one done, and then I'll be right back to show you the next step. Okay, so I'm going to trim this, but I wanted to show you it on this one because it's lighter colors and you might see it better. So there's the 2.5 dot. I'm going to line it up there and then follow the diagonal all the way up through there. So then we're going to trim this off. I think you can see that a little bit better than on the dark fabrics. And my intention was to show this one, and when it came to it, I guess I just had the other one in that spot. And then we'll flip it around, and then we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to line up the 2.5 inch dot first, and then the diagonal, and then the 5-inch lines should fall right into place. And then press it tightly. And there you have it. So now we're just going to lay out our pieces. And for this, I want these pumpkins to go up. So my middle piece is going to look just like this. Well, that is my middle piece. That's what it looks like. So then we're going to take our 4 5-inch squares, and we're going to put them opposite that in the corners. And then that's, yeah. And then we're going to take our leaf fabric, and it is going to go on the other ones. Now I tried to use this bundle. I probably should have picked fabrics with a higher contrast, but I actually don't mind it when they blend together a little bit too. And like I said, I'm going to make one big kind of sampler blanket. So that's actually going to look good for me. But if you like a lot of high contrast, you're going to want to obviously pick different fabrics. So now we're just going to sew our rows together, these two, and these two, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. All right, I've sewn my rows together. So now we're going to iron them. I'll start with the middle because then I can work my way out. So I'm going to iron the middle piece to the piece that is a solid one, which is the outside, which means I'm going to iron my top pieces and bottom pieces to the inside. If you don't want to do that, don't. I do that because my seams line up usually really well when I do it that way, because they just slide right into place. I actually like these fabrics together, you guys. I don't know if you will or not, but I think I like it. So now I want my pumpkins going up and down. So I need to lay them out properly. Even the pumpkins in the middle, I want to go up and down. So now I'm gonna fold it over, and they just slide right into place. I'm gonna go ahead and pin both rows or I guess all 3 rows together rather. Put one here at the end. Fold this up, and then we're just gonna do the same. Line it up. I'm not going to make a Harry Potter one out of all of them. Some of them I have coming up aren't going to be the right size or even the right layout really, because I want them all to be like a variation of a 9 patch. So if it's like this one that only has well, this one that only has 3 fabrics or whatever, I could have made that big enough to fit on there, or this one that only has the 2 separate ones rather. I don't want it to look like that. I want it to be a little bit uniformed, even though all the blocks are going to be different. I want them to all kind of have this style. So now I'm going to go sew this up, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Okay, are you ready for it? I didn't have a starter, so I just flipped it around. All right, this one I'm going to iron to the top and bottom. It's lined up pretty good. I do like these together. I don't know. Let me know what you all think. I don't know. I think I like it. All right. Again, this is called Practical Orchard. There is that one. And I did finish the Harry Potter one while we were doing that. So there is that one. And I like them both. Let me know what you think. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you make it and love it. And I'll see you in the next video.